Stop losing your picks. I'm giving you a handful of guys who are scoring touchdowns in the NFL for week 11. I've learned my lesson with you guys. If I give you my best plays first, you guys are in and out in 2 to 3 minutes, all right? This is a little bit of a longer video, so I'm starting with the lowest pick first. Now, that doesn't mean it's my least favorite necessarily. However, it's probably a little bit more of a long shot than some of these other plays I'm going to get into. Obviously, there's some favorites on the board that you don't need me to tell you to play, but I might tell you anyways because you might be new here. Maybe you don't know who those guys are. Maybe you're new to sports betting in general. Don't worry, you've come to the right place. I'm here to help. Rashee Rice is that first guy who's scoring a touchdown. He's probably one of the only wide receivers I'm going to give you. I know you guys are sick of running backs, even though they just keep cashing for us. So I started the video with a wide receiver. Rashee Rice is that guy. No Patrick Surtain. We've got a 44.5 point total here in this game. Kansas City on the road, coming off a bye week. Andy Reid is going to scheme up some plays just for Rashee Rice to get into the end zone. He's one of Patrick Mahomes' favorite red zone targets. Give me Rice to score a touchdown. Who would have thought in this economy that Bijan Robinson would be maybe a long shot to score a touchdown? But such is life in 2025 with the arrival, or not the arrival, I should say, but maybe the coming out party of Tyler Algier. Tyler Algier has been the red zone guy. I get it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that Bijan won't get those red zone touches. So if you want to play Tyler Algier, I don't hate it at all. There's obviously a couple of running backs on the other side of the ball in this game that I think are really, really fine plays. But I also think that Bijan Robinson gets into the end zone this week. Everybody's going to be on Algier. But look at it. You're getting Bijan at great odds right here. So that's baked into my play here. I'm factoring in the fact that you can play him just as a beautiful straight. You don't have to parlay him with somebody else and risk one of those guys not hitting and ruining your little parlay. So give me Bijan at these nice, beautiful odds. I said Bijan and odds. Like gold member. I love gold. Bijan's odds here are very, very nice. Nice enough to play him straight. The man is due. If you believe in that old conspiracy theory of, well, he's due. Bijan Robinson, as you can see, hasn't scored in 3 weeks. The man is due. Jaylen Warren in a 48.5 point total game. Who would have thought that this AFC division game has a 48.5 point total? Yes, this is the same division where the Ravens and the Steelers would face off, or the Steelers and the Browns, or the Ravens and the Browns, and you throw Cincinnati, you can pepper them in there as well. And these games would be 17-10 or 14-9. And now look at this. We're at a 48.5 point total, which is great for both fantasy and for our sports betting. So yes, Jaylen Warren is another guy that I think is just due. He's too good to keep out of the end zone for long. I like him to score a touchdown, and I may, spoiler alert, have another guy or two from this game that I will talk about later on in this video. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys are smashing the like button, hit the subscribe button, no matter what platform you're on. Make sure you're following this account, all right? That way you don't miss out on any of the plays. And if you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. That is the way you can ensure that you never miss any of these videos, you never miss out on any of these wins, and you never have to just hope and pray that you stumble upon this YouTube channel at the right time to catch all these W's we're giving out. Make sure you guys follow and leave me a comment. I'd greatly appreciate it. Comments apparently are hard to come by. Nobody wants to take the time out to say what's up, but please, please do me a favor. Just drop me a comment. I'll always comment back to you. I appreciate it. A 48 point total with the Bills coming off an embarrassing loss to the Miami Dolphins. They need a win bad. Now they're 5.5 point favorites here. I think that personally is a little bit steep. I know Tampa Bay is not at full strength, but this team is still good enough to hang with this version of the Bills. So I do think this game actually ends up being a lot closer than the spread might tell you. I also like Ibuka. Obviously, is a great option. The Bills secondary probably can't hang with them. I like Ibuka to score a touchdown, but that's not the play that I have here. As you can see, if you look over to my left, I think it's actually going to be here. It's all flip-flop and cross-eyed for me. Joshua, James, Thomas, Henry, the third, Allen is getting in the end zone this week. Josh Allen needs to put the team on his back. I don't think that James Cook has a bad game by any means, but the strength of this Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense is their run defense, specifically right up the middle. So maybe he doesn't get there on a tush push quarterback sneak where he jumps over the pile and reaches up real quick. Maybe he gets there on a bootleg or something, but I do think that Josh Allen is going to put his body on the line once or twice in this game and roll out and try to go for that end zone. And I like the chances of Josh Allen getting one of those into the end zone, crossing that threshold and cashing us out at really, really nice odds at a -105 right now. Hopefully you guys have been watching this whole video, because if you did, you knew when I teased it out, I said I might have another little play from this game. 48.5 point total. Can you really blame me here? Chase Brown, not the Chase you might have thought of, although for my fantasy team and for many other reasons, Jamar Chase is always a good option to score a touchdown, but that's not the Chase I'm looking at here. Yes, it's Chase Brown against the Steelers. I like Chase to get into the end zone this week. Again, another guy. You're telling me you're giving the starting running back, not in a split carry situation, a +135 here, a guy that's handling, what is he at here? 35 plus snaps a game, averages 42 snaps a game, and you're giving me him at a +135 in a 48.5 point total game. Yes, I know he's technically the underdog here, but I think this game is going to be a close one. Give me Chase Brown to find his way to the end zone. Kicking us off from Madrid is going to be De'Von Achane. Now, we're getting to the point of the video here where some of these guys are no longer in the realm of being able to play them straight. You're going to have to start parlaying, which for most of you is probably music to your ears. You've probably been waiting for the point of the video and just itching, just scratching at yourself, scratching your skin raw, just to parlay some of these plays together. I know you, because I am you. I get it. But De'Von Achane is going to be a great, great play for us this week. He finds himself as a favorite, a rare Miami favorite this year, against the Washington Commanders in Madrid. That speed will travel. I don't care what the field looks like. De'Von Achane is going to be running up and down that field. Now, again, you're going to have to parlay it, but I think this is a phenomenal play, and we're getting it at great odds here. As you guys can see right up here, this little edge score just tells you that if you were to play this play on this book right here in this box, as opposed to the many other books that might have this, you are getting a 4.3% edge. That's why PropsBot exists. That's why I'm here to provide you good plays, and that's why PropsBot is there to also help you find the best plays instantly. And not only that, but the value and the best place to play them. De'Von Achane's getting in the end zone this week, and we're starting to get to the nitty gritty, the favorite plays of the week, so don't go anywhere. We've got so many game of the year potential candidates here now. After last week's Eagles and Packers stinker, maybe this one has lost its luster just a little bit, so that Seahawks and Rams game might end up taking the cake here. Also, you've got a little Colts and Chiefs action coming up, so a lot of potential for some good games in the next couple of weeks, and one of them is the Detroit Lions, somehow underdogs. I don't get it, against the Philadelphia Eagles, who are at home. Maybe that's why. Maybe that little home advantage there makes up that 2.5 point spread. But I digress. Either way, Jahmyr Gibbs is getting in the end zone. He's one of, if not my favorite play of the week, although I do have a couple more for you in this video. Jahmyr Gibbs, regular playable straight odds here. Probably not for long. Coming off of a 3 touchdown game. Now, I know, as you can see in his little last 5 games here, he's kind of a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, either feast or famine kind of situation. That's what he's done on the season. He scored in 66.7% of the games, averaging 1.1 touchdown per game over that span. RAI loves this with a confidence score of 0.5. Again, that's on a scale of 0 to 1, 1 being the highest. Jahmyr Gibbs is in a great spot against the Eagles. I know they have a good defense. I know they have a strong run defense, but Jahmyr Gibbs is not a guy that just needs to run between the tackles. He could break out a toss, a flip, an off tackle play, a counter play, or he can potentially even be that guy to go right up the middle. So I like the versatility he has here. He can also come out on a screen or catch the ball out of the backfield and score. His big playability is one of those guys like Devon Achane, a couple of these other guys that can score from anywhere on the field. Give me Jahmyr Gibbs to score a touchdown in a 46.5-point total game this week. Now, here's the thing. Little spoiler alert for you. The app has 2 more of the highest confidence score touchdown plays, but I'm only giving you 1. The return of Jameis Winston. Sports fans rejoice. We're not really even here to talk about that, but anytime Mr. W himself, Jameis Winston, steps on the field, Mr. Crab Leg, Mr. 30 for 30, you know it's going to be fun, all right? So Jameis Winston's back. If nothing else, he's going to make this game exciting and should be able to put up some points, making some of his wide receivers viable options in fantasy. However, I'm just here to talk about Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is getting in the end zone. He's only missed in 1 game on the season, scoring a touchdown in 88.9% of the games, 8 of 9, averaging 1.2 over that span. The Giants defense is no cakewalk, but the Packers should be able to put up some points. 43.5-point total is fine. Road favorite, though, is a very good spot to be for a running back. And Jacobs is just a guy that even when the opportunities aren't plentiful, he can still get into that end zone. So you know we're going with Jacobs, 0.51 confidence score. And if you've been paying attention, you might have noticed something. I said there were 2 more highest confidence score plays in the app, and I only gave you 1. So you know what that means. You've got to download PropsBot.AI in both the Android and iOS App Store, Apple App Store, all right? You can try it out completely free. At the time you're watching this video, we might have already rolled out our most recent update, which includes an awesome onboarding tutorial. And in addition to that, it includes new pricing. Yes, new pricing. And one more thing, a free 7-day trial. All right, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Used to be 3, now it's 7. So you will get a 7-day free trial in the app if you download it now. And if you want that last play that I teased out, the best play of the week, the number 1 guy to score a touchdown, you now know where to find it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Catch you guys on the next video.